Welcome back to redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey, and in today's tutorial we're going to explore the Boutique Swanky, and this is called the Classy Crochet Cowl. Now Colleen, my assistant, actually crocheted this one, and when she came back to me she decided to mix up the colors to go with her outfit. She gets to keep anything that she makes with us, and I was so shocked to see this exact same pattern on Red Heart but in stripes, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. So you'll notice that this has sequin built right into the actual yarn, just like you see. They are classy, they're not gaudy, they are fun, they are fabulous, they move around, they shimmer, and they're like little teardrops, and they are absolutely amazing. This particular cowl is so easy to make that it's crazy on how easy it is to make. So without further ado, let me tell you a little bit more about it, and then let's get started. This entire pattern is using what is called as a V-stitch, and it's double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and you can see that the V-stitches are all just lined up on top of each other. So once you get started with this pattern, it is so easy because you just gotta look for the V-stitches on the row below, throw in another V-stitch, and you're good to go. So this is one of those really amazing simplistic patterns, but looks absolutely incredible. I think the yarn is doing a lot of the work for that incredibleness to it, but it is really nice, and this really truly is a classy crochet cowl. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, for today's sample I'm not going to do an entire cowl because I've already done one, and the sequin will just naturally come in line when it's available. So let's begin. We're just gonna create a slip knot, and we want to chain 99. Now I've already got Colleen's sample, so all I'm just gonna do is just do a smaller sample to show you how to do it. So you'll actually chain all the way to 99. I'm just gonna do a few just to create the effect so you can find out what happens. So you just don't even worry about these sequins, you just keep going and just let them fall into line where they will, and just let it, you know, be natural. I think that's one of those things you don't really have to plan ahead. It's not like pom-pom yarn where you have to really think about where your hook is before you can continue. So please chain all the way to 99. When we come back I'm gonna have a little bit less of a chain but show you what to do next. Okay, once you have the length of the chain that you need, all you just need to do is just form a ring. So you're just gonna slip stitch into the beginning chain just like so. You want to make sure that a chain is not twisted up in any way, and you're just gonna pull through and through. Okay, and what we want to do is that you want to mark this, so I'm just gonna let this fall out. You want to mark this stitch with a stitch marker because you're gonna work in a continuous round going all the way around so that you know where the stop and start is when you're going all the way around. So that's just a very easy way to get started on doing your revolutions. To get started, it says that we need to chain 4. Now this chaining of 4, as it explains in the instructions, is part of the first V-stitch. So we want to do that. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So just classify that as a double crochet, chain 1, and then you want to double crochet into the exact same chain where you just came out of. Okay, so that is your V-stitch in the very first one. Okay, so you just double crochet. So now that one looks a little wonky, but that's because we're just starting. So we want to go on to the, skip the next chain and go on to the next one, and we want to do another V-stitch into the next. Okay, so we're skipping one chain and going to the second and doing another V-stitch, and that's all this is. This whole thing is just what you're seeing here. So then double crochet and then V, and then chain 1 and V, and then double crochet into the same one. Sorry about that. Okay, so you just again skip the next chain, go to the second, and then just do another V-stitch, and you're gonna do that all the way around. Now you're gonna notice it's a little hard to get to, but you know, it's like anything with crochet, you just gotta put in the time, get that chain started. But once you get it started, this pattern goes extremely quickly. Okay, so once you get that done, skip the next stitch and go to the second over and put in another V-stitch, and please do that all the way around. When you get all the way back around on your cowl, you want to make sure that it's not twisted up in any way. So you just got to make sure that when you go to attach it to the slip stitch to the beginning of the third chain up, you just want to make sure that there is no twists. If you do have a half a twist, you will get an infinity cowl if that's what you're looking for. So that creativity is completely up to you. So now what we have to do is that we have to then start playing in between the V-stitches. So essentially we have to slip stitch in between the first V-stitch that you see, and that's where we're going to start. Remember I showed you in the very beginning everything is working in the V-stitch? Well, in order to start the row you have to start there. So we have to chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Remember that counts as a double crochet slash chain 1, and then you're gonna double crochet into the same gap. Okay, so basically you're just looking for the V-stitches. You'll see how they're joined together at the bottom, so you're just going to put a V-stitch right into the middle of the two in this row, and you're going to do this for every row that you find. So how I started is exactly how you're gonna start all of your rounds going all the way around, and what I'm doing right now is exactly what you need to follow. It is so easy. It went really quickly for Colleen, and I was just so amazed on how amazing this yarn looks in this particular pattern. I was just really quite surprised by it. It looks great on the model, but when you change colors it does an amazing job as well. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. Stay tuned next time for more free patterns and ideas. This has been the Classy Crochet